Good evening.
Good evening.
I was wondering if you see any parallel between the problems and philosophies of the postmodern era and those of the Hellenistic era. You have the classical cynics, the hedonist Epicureans, the skeptics, and so forth.
Postmodernism versus the classicists and the Epicurean, yeah, well spoken. Actually, postmodernism comes in the first 3 chapters of Genesis, as God really said. The postmodernist is a deconstructionist. And Adam and Eve proceeded to deconstruct very quickly. Muggeridge said all new news is old news happening to new people. These things have been around before. The only thing that postmodernism has done is given itself a very sophisticated description. If you can get some big names to, let me give you this illustration. I shouldn't be doing things like this, but here it is. I was speaking to a group of lawyers in the South, and I had come in from overseas. I was very tired. I didn't know why I was even there. And I sat down at the head table, and the woman who was the head of the Bar Association turned to me and said, "You must be a very bold man." I said, "Why, ma'am?" She said, "These guys are a bunch of bulldogs out here. They're wordsmiths, They know what words are all about." I said, "Yeah, I understand that." She said, "So you think you'll be up to it?" I said, "I don't know." She said, "We'll try." So they were literally sitting there like this. So I began my talk. I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, just before I came here, I was watching CNN. I said, I want to tell you the first 3 items on the news. This came on the heels of that very famous statement, it all depends on what is means." And I said the first 3 items on the news in CNN. First item was the CNN reporter walked through the streets, microphone in hand, in our Salvation by Survey culture, asking people, do words have any meaning, or do you make up your own meanings as you read words? Now imagine asking a question like that with words. Do words have any meaning, or do you make up your own meaning with words? And he says, and the survey says, words don't have meanings, you have to impute meanings to words. Second question, does morality have any absolutes, or do you have to make up your own morality? Survey says you have to make up your own morality. I said the third item on the news, ladies and gentlemen, said this: if Saddam Hussein doesn't stop playing his word games, we're going to start bombing him. The arms came down. I said, you deal with words, I deal with words. I want to talk to you today about in the beginning was the word, and show you why word and reality have to match, or you amputate description from fact. Is there a parallel? Absolutely. And you saw what happened to Greece. The tragedy is that when you take the big 3, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, Aristotle's philosophy on ethics, and Aristotle in rhetoric, and Aristotle in description of virtue and so on, it was taken and politicized by Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great was the best known student of Aristotle. And through power and force, he tried to bring unity and diversity with the Greek language and Greek thought. Greek philosophy came perilously close to the truth. It talked of value and virtue, but it never had anything to hang it on. The Hebrews are the ones who told us, I am the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods before me. Morality for the Hebrews was based inextricably in the very person of God, which means morality and personhood are inseparable. It's not just an idea, it's the essence of personhood. So there's a great similarity, and if we want to see what happened to Greece and Rome, man became deified, cities became glorified, megalopolises started getting built, and in the end of the day, there was no morality, no God. Man became the measure of all things. There is a similarity. The only difference is we also have some great counterpoints being made in our time.